Today we're gonna check out a healer from EQMS. Let's make sure we're at normal speed. Let's get our pen over here. See what we can do.
Just come down here. Just come down there. Come on.
Okay, so start out, eat food.
From south now. From south. From south. Did they kill anybody?
Not in a. So even at the start, we're in a tough position here, right? Because our healer is here. If the front line gets engaged on at all, he can't help them. So when they go down the cliff, he should be hovering on the right side, so then he can throw an orb in if he needs to. Or he can EQ, everything like this. Right now, the most likely engage path is along this line. So like, we can see the reds right here. Most likely the only hits that they'll do will be over the hill. And he can't orb from here. So if he wants to heal the back line, he should stand here so that he can orb. But it's also good to check out your front line. Let's keep going.
One detail they're gonna, what's it called? Now come south. Now come south. Now come south. If you're behemoth, Legolas start stacking. QLI.
Just good to keep in mind what I was saying. Right now he's in the middle of his team, so he can't be as useful.
Look, we can hit over the ball. We can hit over the ball. Wait. No. Look over the wall.
Zakir here has
Three,
pretty good position.
one.
Oh my god.
So one mistake I see here too is when the caller calls, he steps up with people. Make sure that you don't do this, because if they get caught in the clump and dump right here, like let's say they counter engage over this wall, below this, you don't want to get caught with them. So just stand on the edge. You know, this is a better spot now. Right here is a good spot, but otherwise not bad.
We got Giga G8.
Come back. Come south. Come south. We're gonna walk all the way down. I like come back.
So we know the enemy has to funnel from the north side here, and we know that his tanks will be holding the choke. So his position right now, instead of, he's in the back line right now, no damage can hit the back line because we see that there's no red names here, and there's no reds to our south. So there's no healing that could be needed in the back. When they step back, the healer should have stepped out to the east here, so that if anything happened to the tanks, he has a good line of sight and he can heal back this way. And he can just walk side by side with people, as you're going down. And he is away from their front line here, but he can still effectively heal the front.
They're looking. Come south. Come south.
So we know an engage just happened here because the caller says they're looking. You have this guy at 1 HP, but we keep walking south when the only place they need him is to the north.
Keep going south. No one is deep inside of us. 3,
Questionable boot usage too.
2, 1. Alright, back. Keep cutting. They engage in the front. They engage in the front.
Good job. This time he looks back on the front a little bit.
Full reset.
He still hasn't used his orb for healing, but it's because of his position.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So another, like I'm saying, he's walking up in the middle of the clump. Make sure that if you're a healer, you could walk to the side here. But it's the best because your orb is your biggest heal, and it's an AoE heal too. It comes out relatively quick, so you want a good line of sight for when they engage. Just gonna keep going for a bit.
That little guy. Come southeast now. Southeast.
And just keep in mind everything I'm saying about position. That doesn't change here, but I'm just not gonna repeat it a bunch of times.
Engage tank is Mahmoud. East up the hill. They're gonna look to blow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On top of my forehead. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
So,
Beautiful. Now come south, come south, come into them, come into them, come
in
into
my
them.
opinion,
West.
that was a decent enough play.
East, engage tank is Mahmoud. East up the hill, east up the hill, east up the
We
hill.
hear that the gate is coming on the north. He steps back to look to try to help people out.
3, 2.
Right now, he should be using an orb preemptively because he can see where the clump's gonna be, right? We know the clump's gonna be right there. If you just throw an orb, as soon as you see them clumped, they're gonna get heals as the damage is dropping. Then, as soon as you drop the orb, you can drop a Q right after, and this clump will be healed up. But he jumps in after, which is fine enough. It puts you in a little bit more danger, but it was a good try.
Beautiful. Now come south, come south, come into them, come into them, come into them, come into them. West, west, west.
He could have used the orb in the Judy
Five,
too.
4, 3.
I'm not sure. He still is not using his orb.
Ah, they have true. Come back up the hill, up the hill. We're locking kills, we're locking kills. Up the hill, everybody up the hill. Sprint up the hill, sprint up the hill, sprint up the hill. Heal cryos and help the backline, help the backline. Help the backline healers, help the backline. I mean the front line, sorry, the front line, not the backline. No, don't let them pass, don't let them pass, don't let them pass. Just stop them and don't let them pass.
You have a tank that's still not full HP right here. We should have been dropping a Q, an orb, or anything in the last 20 seconds here. Because, just remember, if the tank's half HP, they won't be able to stay in the back line because they're afraid of dying, which is completely okay if they're half HP. And then they're going to come back to here to get a heal. And then when the enemy engages on your front line, there's no one there to stop them, and they all die. So just remember, you need to help the tank stay full HP in the enemy if you can, because it helps when damage comes in.
Just people down the hill, just people down the hill, just heal them. They're engaged well. Nice tree bark. Heal while in the boys. Heal while
Also, another thing too is when he's going to heal, he goes straight down. A better angle usually, if you're a healer, is you come over to the side here, or you can come over to the side right here. This is a perfect spot, this X on the right hand side, because you can throw an orb right here. You can press a Q over, and it'll hit the clump with no blockage. And you're also pretty much out of danger. If you step down here, you have a chance of getting caught on the low ground.
in the boys. Now reset. Just reset, just reset, just reset. Now look, we're gonna blow.
This tank is still in the back line without heals too. I know he's just now getting heals, but just remember this time with this tank, just use your orb here. I don't know, our healer might have forgotten that his W exists at this point, but
Yeah, they have true defense.
just use your orb to top back off the tank so that they can do their job.
They're looking, they're looking, they're looking.
So we know that they're about to look. The best position would not be in the stack here. If you see, you know they're going to come up this choke, right? So all you have to do is come down to this way, and then you'll have a good line of sight. And let's keep going. I'm just trying to make sure that you think about angles. If you know when the enemy engages and you know when your engages, you'll know where to stand.
Looking, they're looking. Come east, 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 east.
Not a bad boots, honestly.
Defenses in 5.
But
Come west now, come west now, come west
After he boots, he doesn't keep moving. He looks back,
A perch shoulder there.
which puts him into range for getting hit.
Wait.
I personally would be using my Robe of Purity here as much as possible. You want to bop out all the enemy tanks in your backline. So there's one there. If we go back a little bit.
Pass it. Don't let them come up, don't let them come up, don't let them
Okay, so the cooldown comes up now.
come east, 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 east.
Right now, you pop Robe of Purity.
Defenses in 5. Come west now, come west now, come west
A
now.
perch shoulder
You
there.
hit
Night helmet.
guy to the north. You hit anyone here.
Come west, west, west. Back to the hill, back to the hill, back to the hill, back to. Come up, come up, come up, come up.
Good positioning right now if they hit.
Get ready to potion, get ready to potion. Come west.
He gets Bedrock back.
Come west.
Not his fault. I would have used a defensive Night Helm, but it's not a terrible play.
Northwest inside of us. Northwest inside of us.
Good jump in. He gets caught in the puddle though. Make sure you use your Q and W and then your jump. It's much more just in case there's silence spells or anything, which is pretty normal. Oh, Q, W is the biggest heal. Try to get that first if you can, but it's W, Q, E in.
They're low inside of us. They're low inside. Now come south. Come south. Funnel through and come south. Funnel through and come south.
If you're going up and down chokes right
I'm
now,
gonna get-
I would also use your Night Helm. You can use your Night Helms offensively in case you're worried about them better rocking you or clumping you.
Funnel through. Funnel through. Funnel through. Funnel through. Front and front stabilize. Front and front stabilize. Front and front stabilize. They
There's
lost
a
the
healer
lock. They lost the lock.
inside of him.
So this is also really
Now chill, chill, chill.
a bad position that he's putting himself in here.
Stabilize. Front and front stabilize. They
There's
lost
a
the
healer.
lock.
So he's saying west and stabilize. Our healer steps up. This is bad because imagine a Hodge just uses slowing charge and grabs this entire clump right here. He'd be caught into it. All he has to do right here is instead of walking up this way, he walks up to the right, walks up to the right, he walks up to the left there, and then he can just drop Qs, everything like that, and he'll be fine.
Lost the lock.
Inside of him.
Careful,
I don't
careful.
see it. Now chill, 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 chill. Just chill. Play slow, play slow. Did we lose anybody?
Sorrow, map check, please.
Grass line, grass line.
Rest.
Alright.
Again, you don't want to stand in the clump. Nikki has good positioning right now, and Micah.
Just chill, just chill, just chill. Now come south, come south, come south a bit, come south a bit. D-tanks get ready to stop. We're gonna blow over the wall, we're gonna blow over the wall. Go south, keep going south, keep going south, keep going south, keep going south.
Good position on the edge. I think that the healer should just walk out. This healer is in a great spot. It shows you an example because you know if they're gonna blow, they're gonna hit frontline tanks. These guys have been playing pretty front to back right here. So the heals needed will be right there. And if you step out here, exactly where this guy is, you can do a perfect job and not get caught in the clump.
Keep going south. Now look northeast over the wall, northeast over the wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Again, we see our healer walking up during the engage. Make sure that you don't do this. There's no point. You can't do anything over the wall here. You're not dropping damage. Don't get caught in the counter clump if they try to hit back on people.
Now come back to the chill. Just chill, just chill, just chill, just chill, just chill. Just chill. Or just chilling, or just chilling.
Careful.
Or just chilling. They're gonna look to funnel through, they're gonna look to funnel through. Wait,
Never left maybe.
wait.
He does a better job this time.
I'll
Good
bring back
positioning from him.
top of the hill. I'll bring back top of the hill.
So he's
Abandon.
not much to
Yeah,
say.
come back, come
Fair
back, come back,
positioning.
come back, come back. Look on the choke, look on the choke shallow. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeesh.
1.
Good night, Helmir.
Come back, come back, come back, come back. Southeast, 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 southeast. Come back. in
Approach
southeast,
all
come
of them,
back in
approach all of them.
Come back in southeast, come back in southeast. Down
So,
the road, down the road, down the road. We're walking
If you know
down
the tempo of ZVZ, right, you'll understand that after you blow your engage, usually the enemy believes they have pressure, so they'll try to push down this choke right now to break it, or they'll be hitting on the choke immediately after, or usually as a counter engage. That's when you want to drop your robe of purity, because this is when the enemy's going to be walking into you. Most fights go engage, counter engage, engage, counter engage. You have the most pressure when you still have cooldowns and when they don't have cooldowns,
We're walking down the
and
road.
that's usually when people use the
Watch out.
pressure to take positioning.
Wait, they're looking on the south side, they're looking on the south side. Spread out, spread out, spread out.
They're all slow, they're all slow,
They're looking next to the wall, they're looking next to the wall.
So one thing I question is he uses a purity now, but he goes to walk into tanks. So what you want to use your purity here for is just go north so that you're not caught in the clump. Like this E is very bad, unfortunately, because he's using his E to get out of what he perceives as damage, but now he doesn't have. Now he's completely out of position to heal this choke. And let's see how this progresses. He gets 1 Q on half the people, and that's it. If we had full heals there, we would have been able to save the clump. So let's just take a look.
Walking down the road, they're walking down the road. They're engaging in
Watch
3,
out.
2, wait, they're looking on the south side, they're looking on the south side. Spread out, spread out, spread out.
They're all
They're
slow, they're all slow.
They're looking next to the wall. They're looking next to the wall. Now spread. Yep. Now come east. Come east. Come east. They're looking on the west side. Looking on the west side. Looking on the west side. Looking.
So if you look, he ups E out, and those people just die. So
3, 2, 1. Oh my fucking god. Now come west. Come west on the west side. Come west. 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 West.
good job
west,
stepping
west,
front.
west, west,
Could be healing hemorrhage here.
west, west,
They're going
west,
back north.
west. Do him,
I
do
still
him,
haven't
do
seen
him.
our healer use an orb.
7 seconds. Keep
Maybe
going
his
southwest.
WQ broke.
Come southwest. Come southwest. Come southwest. Come southwest.
Okay, he just used it. Good job.
Southwest. 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 guy inside of us. In 3, 2.
This is good. He's finally looking at the back line.
Oh, fucking missed it. Come
He's
on.
on a more left side angle so he can use his abilities.
Get help, I'm getting.
I go west
Hack
on
off, hack off, hack off. Come north, come
Good
north,
job
come north,
healing
hack off,
the
hack
tanks back
off,
up.
heal, hack off, heal, hack off, heal, hack off.
Heal Corb, seal hack off.
Yomikachi,
Yomikachi.
Yomikachi, come south. Come south, 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 come south.
Good heals on hack.
That was very close.
I drop a Julian stabilize. I drop a Julian stabilize. Look east, northeast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
His team's walking up. He walks up in the clump instead of walking out and taking an angle there.
D-tanks are doing a great job. Southwest and west. West, west, west up the hill. 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 West up. They're engaging in front.
So
Engaging in front.
the calls are west up the hill. One big problem I see here is, yeah, like I was saying, you have to understand the tempo of the fight, right? So we just engaged here. So what is the enemy going to do? They're going to use this pressure to try to walk into you and then hit who's in range. So the problem is if you have two healers walk in front of your entire backline to go up the hill, you have no one helping your front here when they need it the most. The time that heals at the front will be most needed is usually about 10 seconds after your engage. Now this isn't always true, but it's just a good thing to remember.
We sit fast. Look at the tree inside of us. Look at wait, actually never mind. This guy's a bait. The golem's a bait. Your engage is the what's it called? Look the golem. East in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're lacking damage. Come west. Brian, come back.
We get fast now.
Yeah, just
Coming,
really fast. Develop. Come west. Keep heading west. Keep going west. William, you're safe.
I need more mana, Thorin.
Torin, weak
Need
man in the back.
fucking
They're
mana.
gonna bolt bottom of the hill. That's fake. That's
That's
fake.
not
Golem
fake.
is Golem is fake. Horge is real. Come up the hill. Give us stabilize. We need to stabilize.
Don't be afraid to use your orb too to heal targets
Come south,
inside.
come south, come
Your
south,
E is
come
actually
south,
much
come
worse
south, come
of a
south,
heal
come south,
than your orb,
come
so
south.
use that before.
Look east in
You
3.
should save your E for positioning or saving clumps. Okay, so remember what we said, right?
Come west,
So we just used our engage. What is the enemy going to do? The enemy is going to flood inside of us, try to catch people out of position, try to split up our Zerg, and then they're going to engage. So just, I haven't seen this, but this happens every ZVZ.
West. Beautiful G. Beautiful
Okay,
G, beautiful
so
G.
the enemy is
behind
trying to flood in.
West and southwest.
Right now they're using everything they can. Good purity rope here.
Southwest.
Need to go south.
Right, they're splitting you apart. They're going to be looking for engage now within the next couple seconds. Yep, they see some guy down the hill by himself.
They fully engage on Nick.
Alright, very big misplay here. So we see the engage on the east side of our monitor, right? Do we use our orb? Do we use a Q? Do we use any spells to help save this guy? No, we Q ourselves here for some reason, and then walk into a silence puddle.
They fully engage on Nick.
South and southwest.
Let's look.
Beautiful G. Come
We
west.
got a group
west,
behind us.
west and southwest. Keep coming southwest.
On the south or where?
Southwest.
Another thing too is we're bopping the tanks into our backline, which is bad.
Need to go south.
I can't see.
Never
Come
bop
south,
people
come
into your
south,
kite
come
path.
south, come south,
No?
come south and southwest.
They fully engage on Nick.
South and south.
Nick can,
I'm
and then
getting fucked.
Nick's dead.
Yep, we're all getting fucked. Come south.
Okay, so we know they don't have engage, right? So what can we do right now? We can step forward and heal the front line. Legion Dark said he's getting fucked. You just step forward, throw him an orb. You step this way, throw him an orb, throw him a Q. If you get caught, you have Merc Boots, you have Night Helm, you'll be fine.
Oh no, I'm gonna die here.
He said he's gonna die. You still have time to throw him an orb. You still have time. You can Merc Boots right now, right here. Throw an orb right here. Throw a Q right there. Let's see what we do
They
instead.
have engage.
Yeah, I'm dead here.
We're just kiting.
We just go south.
Come south.
Maybe I'm not. Okay, can I get a heal?
There's no heals on the front line. We know
I can't see on the map. Come south.
we know they need help front, and we're walking in the back line, not using any abilities.
Come south. Keep coming south. This guy on the southwest side. On the west side. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Also, don't do this. If the caller is calling for an engage on someone and you're bopping them away, you're making it actively harder for.
Please don't bump him away, okay? Bump the D-tanks away, but not him, because we need to engage on isolated targets. Come back south.
Yep, exactly what he's.
Here's a queue. Come back. Come south. We're walking south. They're looking.
Okay, we know they're looking. You can use your Night Helm defensively too. You don't only have to hear it on engages. If you have a good caller, they'll call the enemy is looking. Just pop your Night Helm if you have it. If you're in any spot where you think they're going to engage.
2-1, there it is. Potion that. Beautiful potion. Stop on south.
Good E there. Like I said though, would have been much better if we used our W and Q before. Good heals here. Good heals here.
They're looking. 3-2-1, there it is.
So,
Potion that.
where's our healers? We have one healer here. We have one healer there. We have one healer up the hill, I believe, south. They just throw an orb down. Using the orb hit.
That beautiful potion. Stop on south.
The orb saves actually quite a lot of people.
Walk east. Deep east.
And you
We're
go
deep
east.
in 5.
So, your main job should be topping people up so that they can hit.
No, west, backwest.
When he's saying back west, remember, he's talking to the DPS and everyone else. You should be looking east because that's where the engage will be, and you need to heal the people in the front. The people closest to the enemy are the people that need heals the most. The people in the back do not need heals nearly
There's
as
a
much.
group behind us.
Now, okay, north, come north and northeast.
APDU squad on west
Come
side.
north and northeast. East. No, east. Don't pick. I'm on pick.
But that's all I'll say for now. It's just a short VOD review. Hopefully it'll help some people out, help them understand positioning better, and hopefully we can see better healing in the future. Thanks for coming, everyone.